Hello and welcome to another DM's brief beer review. Today's beer is Kilkenny Irish Cream Ale. It's an Irish beer. Now it's actually brewed by the Guinness Group. It's 4.3% ABV, so quite light, and it comes in these nitrogenated cans, which are 440 milliliters. I've known this beer for a while. It's probably one of the first ales I've had, and I think this was the first nitro beer I've ever had, before I even had Guinness. This actual glass is, I got it for free with a 4-pack one day, probably 2 years ago, so I sort of began my collection of beer glasses. Now I've already took a fair amount of the beer. I've had a few sips. It's a very creamy, of course, kind of whipped cream head you get, and the body is sort of like mahogany, clear mahogany, reddish copper kind of color, but looks nice. I've had it on tap once as well. As far as the smell goes, there's nothing exciting, but you will feel a touch of toffee, maybe like toasted malts, a little bit of that sourness, not as strong as it was in the Boddington's reviewed last. What else? Probably a bit of that fruitiness, and a touch of floral feel to it, but it's not loaded with aroma, nor it is loaded with flavor for that matter. Of course, this is really extremely drinkable, nice and creamy and smooth. You will feel a fair amount of bitterness, especially in the aftertaste. It's not very sweet, but at the same time, you know, it's light to medium bodied, so the bitterness is not really that intense, to speak the truth. But so toasted grain, a bit of that malty caramel like feel to it, a really small hint of fruit. This is definitely more bitter than Boddington's and Tetley's, of those English type beers. But again, this is essentially an Irish red, but nitrogenated instead of carbonated. Do I recommend this? Yes, I do. I mean, sometimes I feel it's a good session beer, but I won't really get out of my way to find this beer. And I've heard it's not really sold in the States, but I don't really see a reason why they should be desperate to find it. Even though it's kind of weird, because like usually you can find most of the good beers in the United States, but probably not this one. I've had it on tap, as I've said, and it wasn't really much different. So you can go for these cans and feel the same pop kind of experience without the noise and the sociability, I guess. So yeah, good session beer, Kilkenny Irish Cream Ale. Stick to good beer, guys. See you next time. Bye.